our lateral system, right? Assuming we have a wind load set and diaphragm and wind load is set. So now time to size up the wall and beam. So here, for things, let's practice a little bit of Young modulus. All right. So our designs, our parameters, we're gonna use 9,000, 8,000, maybe 7,000 concrete strength for the wall. Right? This is FRMC and this is PSI, right? Now, what is the Young modulus? I need usually KSI. So typical normal weight concrete, I can use a formula for Young modulus, 57 square root, and 9,000. So okay, 57 times square root FRMC, that's our Young modulus for 9,000 PSI concrete. So I copy this. So this is kind of concrete strength. Then we're gonna use this, right? So okay, for the wall, each team may have different wind load demand. So we need to come up with but basic material properties and section properties. So first of all, wall thickness, I'm gonna pull it out 24. Okay, highest is concrete strength, seed 29, maybe 22. We maybe can come up with something like that. For time frame, so we maybe just set it up the section properties. First of all, initial 24-inch wall thickness with a concrete strength 9,000, right? 22 thickness, inches thick, C8, 8,000 concrete. Same thing, 20 and C7. So we need to set it up the section properties. I think it's a beam. Same thing. We need a beam. So this case is, I would say, link beam. Since wall thickness is 24, I'm gonna match the beam width, right? For now, the beam depth, let's assume 30 inches. So, but I'm gonna use the same concrete strength, right? So this is section properties. We're gonna set it up and start assign this. So let's say, so this is first, we're gonna define concrete strength. I think default ETAPS has only 4,000. So we need to create this concrete strength material, concrete material. And also, since we don't have an wall section properties, default has, we only have 12 inches. So we're gonna set it up this. And maybe we can do more, but for time restriction, we try to minimize it to the only 3 section. So when, okay, you guys actually open the ETAPS, I will show you what needs to be done, and I think you can run the model. So everybody has a 3D model ready, right? Wind load is ready, and your wall currently is everything is 12 inch thick. If you already assigned something?
Ours is 18 inches.
Okay, so we can start. So first of all, first run is based upon current wind load, service wind load. We're gonna run that model. That's your first original model. You prepare the Excel spreadsheet for how much deflection we, all right, get. Okay, so that is the first run. Okay, current building core wall layout, wall thickness, and concrete strength. So we run the model. So based upon the wind load, the service wind load, what is your deflection? Now, since we know that, so we're gonna just start scaling up the wall and concrete strength. We're gonna do some few iteration to find out to meet the criteria. So let's say open the ETAPS. So this is a model. You save as a different This is, okay, your scaling up model. So I was usually version 2, right? Always, because sometimes I'm telling you, your effort should be somehow, you need to maintain your effort. It's always software crash, which, okay, that's, I'm just give you the tip. My young engineer sometimes cry, hey, Simon, I've been spent 2 hours, but I lost my data because I didn't save it. Okay, that's crying baby. It's not acceptable, right? You are the one, you need to continuously back up and save it. You need to set up some pattern of work, right? Your boss, once time, okay, oh, why don't you spend another 2 hours building? But this is one of the example, right? You are the professional. You need to understand that how to maintain a quality of works or overall your workflow. Okay, don't just don't make it this as an excuse, because sometimes it's ridiculous, right? That's why I'm saying same thing. You already had an experience, right? You spend some time, but machine crash, you lose all the data. Then what? So here, go to wall section, right? So default, I mean wall 1 here, okay? Default wall 1 has a 4,000 psi concrete. So now I'm gonna say, okay, W24 for C9, okay? 24-inch wall, concrete strength C9. So change the wall thickness 24, the concrete strength, I'll choose C9. So that's our association. Material, because of concrete, all the section properties should be associated with the material properties, right? We need to define clearly what material is made out of this W24, right? And there is a color code, okay, we always helpful. So I create the section properties for 24 and C9. Okay, now repeat. I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna use W22, this time C8. Okay, 22, C8. So I'm gonna create another wall section properties. Again, repeat. W20, C7, right? 20 inches, C7. Okay. All right. So I create the section, wall section properties. Right? You choose view by color of section properties. So you could kind of see that with the color. So on the bottom, I assign 24-inch wall and C9. I'm gonna choose another 1/3. Apply 22. Oh, I need to change the color. I think I didn't change the color. So go back to the section property. Second one, I'm gonna change the color to different green here and 20. Okay. All right, I'm gonna refresh. All right, so last one I choose and assign shell and apply to 20-inch wall. All right, so this is exercise, you're gonna do it. It's sizing up, right? Because of stiffness. So what I'm just explaining, this is something ETAPS or every software, you need to take this action. First of all, initially you set up geometry. Now you have the wind load and deflection check. You saw that you need to have more stiffness. Lateral stiffness will be a cantilever. Now one of way to scale up is you need to assign the thicker wall. Right? And using higher concrete strength, right? So this is the one way, the example of how procedure of stiffening. So we're gonna create 20 by 30, 22 by 30, 24 by 30, okay? Because of this concrete structure, we don't have a database. So that's why we actually create also section properties here. even though default, I have a lot of steel. We are not using steel. I think maybe here I can delete all this, but for now, I'm gonna create the beams. So by clicking add new properties here, right? Add, and here is a concrete section properties. You can click this and define the link beam. So first one, link beam. Oh boy, like, right? 24 by 30 C9, right? 24-inch wide and 30-inch deep. For concrete strength, I'm gonna choose C9. So this one is associated with a wall, 24 inches wall, right? So 24-inch wide and 30-inch deep, your name sign convention. I want you to come up with some simple, precinct, concise name convention. You're gonna deal with a lot of data. Sometimes for memory, you've been maybe practice. My engineer, he keep doing this. Even though I recommend, okay, don't do this. Okay, don't do this. But practice. Come up with some prefix. Okay. Otherwise, if you list it, link beam 24 inches times 30 inches and concrete strength 9, your name is this long, right? Maybe good for memory, but program doesn't like it. Okay. Window. I'm just curious. Anybody actually remember that? What is the longest name alphabet word that Microsoft using it? There is a cap. Software has some cap. This is sign name conventions. You need to come up with a simple form. Okay. All right. So this one is an example, right? So we create another beam because the same thing. We're gonna create the section properties. All right. 24 by 30 concrete strength C9. So I create the one link beam section properties. We're gonna do the same thing by copy. Okay. Link beam. Now this time 22 by 30 C8. So it's simple task. Concrete strength. The beam inches 22 by 30 inches. Concrete strength C8. So I change the name and change the dimensions and choose the concrete strength. So I have a section properties ready. I'm gonna do the last one by copying LB 20 by 30 C7, right? So here width is 20 inches, and concrete strength C7. So I have a three section properties for the beam is ready. Basically same procedure, right? Now same things because the defaults I choose some random section properties, but here now it's time to select all the beam here and assign the beam which is match the width and thickness of the wall. I'm gonna assign this. So this is the beam 24 by 30. Let me change the font size. Right? And then on the next tier, I'm gonna select this and assign the 22 by 30. And then rest of the top one I select like this and apply 20 by 30. Right? What am I showing here is not engineering. This is just how to prepare the section and material property and how to assign this section and material properties to our members, right? But because the concrete doesn't have a database here, so this is an example of how to manually set up section properties, material properties as well, and how to assign the properties to the members. You done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, this is setting up the section properties and material properties. That's it. And assigning it. So this is, if you already have it now, since I don't have your model, so this is just example. Go to view and 3D. Go to view and 3D, X, Y, Y, and put the 0, aperture 0. Right, so this is actually 3D projection down. Right? So you see that this is kind of outline of the wall. I'm going to select entire this. This is a 3D projection down. Let me see, because obviously this is really the reason why I'm trying to explain this. Otherwise, your life is going to be miserable, because you need to select each wall and assign the section properties. It's time consuming. So this is a one method. The reason why, because it's really time is money. And so where, can you show me the 3D?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you have a core wall. Can you
Yes.
show me the plan?
Sure.
Oh, this is color, so you cannot see clearly.
Yeah, it's
So,
not-
okay, so this is the wall?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
okay.
Two separate ones.
Oh, okay. Then go to view and 3D again. So if you know where is all the wall and beam.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Go to view and 3D, XY, XY, and aperture 0. So this is a 3D projection down. So what I try to do this, I'm going to select all the wall and beam at the same time like this, right? And then right click and show selected object only. So if you put it as a 3D, you're going to only show only 3D. Select, let me see, entire concrete wall and concrete link beam, because you don't want to select the steel beam and column. And right click and select only member. Yeah, show selected object only. And put it in 3D, let's see. You could click this one, or 3D is,
My computer crashes. Or something
Oh,
like that.
really? All right. Turn off the grid. Control D. Control D.
Okay.
So everything is only concrete wall. Because we're gonna select and assign the properties now. All right. Right. This is kind of shortcut. I'm always using it because I don't want to select each individual panel and assign it. I mean, 'cause I don't want to do that. I don't want you to do this. There are a couple of the method I'm just speak up. The reason why is I want you to think about always efficient way. Think about efficient way. Otherwise, our conventional, the way we work sometimes is miserable. So here, right? So now, what I'm trying to show you, okay, go and view 3D again. Right, now this time XZ plane, aperture 0. So I put it on XZ plane, this is 3D. So I can select all together by window selection. Right? Again, this is 3D, but it's a projection on XZ plane. So I'm gonna select like this, okay? 1/3, assign, shell, wall, 24 inches. Oh, maybe color still, I didn't change the color. Hold on, let me change wall section color. Okay, change the color, yellow. And green. Okay, let me change the color. Code. All right, leave it. That one. So refresh. Okay, so default is 24. Now everything is 24 inches. Now I'm gonna select half, middle half, 1/3, assign 22. Okay, and then select all this, assign 20. Right? So basically, the reason why I don't want to select every single one or plane by plane. So I just project on XZ plane in 3D and select all together and select. I'm talking, this is much easier. And I assign the wall section properties W24, 22, and 20. So for now, randomly 1/3, 1/3. I think eventually this is part of a theory or optimization. Some old days we've been practice. What will be the more economical, optimal, the wall thickness changes, but for now it's just simple procedures I assign. So you assign that?
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
All right. So, but you need to make sure using XY or YZ plane aperture 0. So you should be able to select at the one shot, one selection, right? Yeah, make sure. Because we have a multiple walls in 3D. So selection is really cumbersome. So this, once you set it up this, and we're gonna do it on beam as well. Because we need to assign the beam as well. Same way. All right, so let's do the beam. So same things, because I'm gonna select the beam at the one shot, go to 3D view, X, Y, because I have a beam is running YZ, yeah, and aperture 0, let's say, okay. So I'm gonna zoom in and select all the beam within this zone, right? They understand that whether this is wall or beam, so you don't have to worry about selection of the shell. I select both beam and wall together and go assign and frame. And I'm gonna assign the bottom 1/3 to my LB link beam 24 by 30. So I'm gonna assign beam 24 by 30, which is the wall thickness is 24 and the link beam width is 24 by 30. Same thing here. I'm gonna select this zone, second tier. I select all the beam and I'm gonna assign link beam. Where it is? Oh, I didn't save it. It's gone. Oh, I didn't maybe build it. Okay, let me just build copy. I think okay, 24 by 30. Okay, something, probably I didn't save it. C9, okay. C9, 24 by 30. Okay, copy. Link beam, 22 by 30, C8.
I was going to and ended up not going to, but we're gonna have to do drilling else.
It'll be 20 by 30, C7.
So now that she's not lighting them, they're growing. She's like, I can't use the photo. So
All right, so again, if your section is ready, you continuously assign your section properties after you're selecting. So this is 22 by 30 zone. And the last one is 20 by 30. All right. So basically, what I've been showing you is creating section and material properties. This is a preparation because you need some section properties for the wall and also concrete properties. It's pretty common sense. Anything is new. We need section properties. It's designing. We are designing, right? All right. When you're ready, this is second model. The first model you ran basically whatever, use default wall thickness, or if you use 18 inches, one single concrete strength, right? That's your first reference model. You have some pretty big deflection. Since you know that we need to stiffen up to meet your deflection criteria, So we need to size up the wall and link beam as well. So you run the model. So this is kind of ongoing iteration. I want you to feel this. I mean, your generation and my generation different. As I said, this is no other automation. But now some people know how to kind of make this automated. So kind of depends on the company. They continue develop some kind of tool for automation. So when you assign that wall thickness and the link beam thickness, you can run the model and see. We're gonna pull it out. You're gonna pull it out the deflection diagram and dump it to the Excel, same thing. So we're gonna continuously look at this, monitor that how much this building deflection is improving.